Welcome to the latest episode of Hollywood Sequels. In this episode, we are going to speak about a 5-series Oscar-winning action thriller, Bourne. The Bourne Identity is the first one. The Bourne Supremacy is the sequel movie. And the Bourne Ultimatum is the third one. And the remaining two will be discussed in the next part. The Bourne Identity is a 2002 American action thriller film based on Robert Ludlum's novel of the same name. The film was directed by Doug Liman and the screenplay was written by Tony Gilroy and William Blake Herron. It stars Matt Damon as Jason Bourne, a man suffering from extreme memory loss and trying to discover his true identity amidst a clandestine conspiracy within the CIA. The other lead characters are Franca Potente as Maria Cruz, Chris Cooper as Alexander Conklin, Julia Stiles as Nikki Parsons, Brian Cox as Ward Abbott. The movie depicts that a man is found floating in the Mediterranean Sea with 2 gunshot wounds in his back and the device with a number of a Swiss safe deposit box embedded in his hip. After reaching the shore, the man assumes the name Jason Bourne after finding a passport under that name in the safe deposit box along with other alien passports, large amount of assorted currencies and a gun. He subsequently attempts to discover his true identity while countering attacks on his life by CIA assassins. In the meantime, he eventually realized that he is one such assassin who failed to complete his most recent mission. At last, Bourne breaks his connections to the CIA and unites with Mary Kretz, a woman who helped him learn about his most recent actions prior to his memory loss. The Bourne Identity was produced by Hypnotic and Canary and Marshall Films with a production budget of $60 million and was distributed by Universal Pictures. The movie became very successful and collected $214 million worldwide. The Bourne Supremacy is the second part of the Bourne sequel and was released in 2004. The main change from the prequel movie is that the director changed. It was directed by a new director called Paul Greengrass, and the screenplay was written by Tony Gilroy alone. Here also, Matt Damon played the central character as Jason Bourne. Brian Cox, Julia Stiles, Franca Potente reprises their roles, and the other new stars are Joanne Allen as Pamela Lanty, Deputy Director of the CIA, Karl Urban as Kirill, a Russian Federal Security Service agent and an expert assassin who was working for Gredco. The synopsis of the movie is that some 2 years after learning that Bourne is a trained assassin and breaking his connection with the CIA, he's framed for a crime to cover up the true perpetrator. An attempt on his life by Kirill, a Russian cop, results in Mary's death in India. Bourne, thinking that the CIA is hunting him again, proceeds to hunt those responsible for her death and his forgotten past. Bourne discovers that Ward Abbott, one of the men who oversaw the program Operation Treadstone, which trained him to be an assassin, has stolen millions of dollars from the CIA. Abbott had planned to frame Bourne for the theft, followed by assassinating him in India. Bourne exposes Abbott to Pamela Lanty, the CIA officer in charge of finding Bourne. Abbott kills himself and then Bourne goes back into hiding. The Bourne Supremacy was produced by Canary and Marshall along with Ludlum Entertainment with a production budget of $75 million. Universal Pictures distributed this movie too and successfully collected $290.6 million worldwide. The Bourne Ultimatum is the third movie of the Bourne series and won Oscar awards for Best Film Editing, Best Sound Mixing and Best Sound Editing. It was also directed by Paul Greengrass and was released in 2007 and became the most successful movie in the Bourne sequels. The main difference is that it was written by new writers Scott Izzard Burns and George Nolfi, along with the existing writer Tony Gilroy. In this sequel also, Matt Damon played the vital character as Jason Bourne. Julia Stiles and Joanne Allen reprises their roles, and the other important characters are David Strathairn as Snow Wilson, CIA Deputy Director in charge of the new Treadstone Black Ops upgrade called Operation Blackbriar. Scott Glenn as Ezra Kramer, Director of the CIA. Paddy Considine as Simon Rose, a reporter for The Guardian who has been investigating Treadstone. Edgar Ramirez as Paz, a Blackbriar assassin. The outline of the movie is that, after 6 weeks of disconnection from his job, Jason Bourne learns that a British journalist has been investigating his past and contacts him to find out who his source is. Bourne is subsequently targeted by Operation Blackbriar, an upgraded Operation Treadstone, which also has taken note of the investigation. Believing that Bourne is a threat and is seeking revenge, Blackbriar's director, Noah Wasson, begins a new hunt for Bourne. Bourne manages to take classified documents proving that Blackbriar has targeted US citizens. He's aided by Pamela Lanty, who disagreed with Wasson from the beginning and does not support the existence of Blackbriar, and former Treadstone logistics technician Nikki Parson. She may have had romantic feelings for Bourne before his final mission and the resultant amnesia. Bourne finally comes face to face with the person who oversaw his behavior modification as a first Treadstone operative some years earlier, the memories of which resurface. Those responsible for Treadstone and Blackbriar are exposed, and Bourne again goes underground. The Bourne Ultimatum was produced by Frank Marshall, Patrick Crowley, and Paul L. Sandberg Production with a budget of $110 million and was distributed by Universal Pictures. It was the highest-grossing film in the entire Bourne sequels with a collection budget of $444.1 million worldwide. The lead character in the next Bourne sequel was not played by the Matt Damon. To know more about that, catch the next episode of Hollywood Sequels. Until then, this is me, Aksa, signing off.